We're here at Wallitsch Garden Center on Hikes Lane, and with me today is the wonderful Mary Wallitsch. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for coming out today.
Absolutely. Now, here at Wallitsch Garden Center, customer service is of a huge importance to you, but you get very busy. So you have a system in place to help people learn more about the plants.
Right. We have signs on all of our plant material. We have tags that you can read to learn what the plant does and what its needs are, sun or shade. That's one of the most important things, is knowing whether the plant will take sun or shade. You don't want to put a plant in the full sun that's going to the shade, because it'll burn up.
Absolutely.
And learning that first before you make an investment is the best idea.
Yes, and I imagine too, it's really important to keep in mind how big is this plant going to get, because you don't want to crowd plants. That's not good for plants.
In some cases it is, but most of the cases it's not. If you're planting trees and shrubs, you definitely don't want to crowd them, but if you're doing flowers, it has a bigger impact if you plant them closer together.
Absolutely, and so someone can pop in and check out all this and read all about the plants and learn, but they can also do their research online.
Yes, I can go to Wallitsch.net, and there's a button called Plant Finder. You can research anything you want to about what the plant does and how big it gets and what its zone is. That's particularly important. And you can find out whether we have it or not.
Yeah, that's always important to know. Now, we touched on this a little bit, but when someone is designing their landscape, like what sort of things should they really keep in mind? Because it really is a big investment.
Right. I usually tell people to look at their personal taste. What do they like? That's the number one question I always say when someone says, well, what would you do? I say, well, you should do what you like, because it's a personal. Gardens are personal. They're a reflection of you, and they're like your home. They tell people about who you are.
Absolutely. And what sort of garden do you like to keep? Like, do you have certain plants that you really love?
I usually have a lot of perennials. I don't do a lot of annuals because they take more time than I have. I do some pots and some small things, but as far as shrubs and trees, we try to design something that makes us look like me.
Yes, yeah. I could imagine that being here all the time, it's probably hard not to keep buying new plants. I could imagine.
I have to remember that I don't have any more room.
Yes. Wallitsch Garden Center really is the premier garden center in Louisville. Like, someone can come in here and find almost anything that they'll need.
Right. We pride ourselves in having very unique plant material and hard to find plant material, but we also have the basics, petunias and geraniums and all that sort of thing to help any level of gardening, basically.
That is fantastic. And where exactly are you located?
We're at 2608 Hikes Lane. We're about 1.5 miles down from Breckenridge Lane in the Hikes Point area.
And again, if people want to check you out online,
Wallitsch.net.
Fantastic. Mary, thank you so much for having us today and teaching us about flowers. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out.